Hey, everybody. I'm Hillary Atkin from the Atkin Report, and I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome Wendi McLendon-Covey to this edition of Hillary's Happy Hour. Wendi, how are you?
I'm so happy to be seeing your pretty face. That's what I know.
Well, thank you. I am so happy. Okay, I have to tell you, this wine glass, which we're going to have a toast later because it's happy hour, is
Yes.
from the Goldbergs' Bedazzling Party. And I have just finished watching all 7 episodes to date of this season 8 before the show takes a break and comes back after the holidays. But what a cool season, and to have it bookended with your trip to Miami and then ending with the cruise to the Arctic, and also the really groundbreaking episode, A Racism, with the box of harsh realities. But Wendi, what have been some of the highlights of this season for you so far?
Well, first of all, filming during a pandemic is very interesting. And if this had happened earlier on in the Goldbergs run, I don't know if we could have pulled it off. But now that we're such a well-oiled machine, we've been able to keep our momentum going, and so that's been great. But it has been a challenge, to say the least. You know, we can't use as many extras as we usually would use for the. We did a whole thing on an airplane where most of the extras were mannequins. Okay, because that's the reality, you know. Um, but we're managing, and I think one of the biggest highlights for me was recreating the control video, Janet Jackson's control video,
Oh,
when Beverly decides to run for comptroller,
right.
not knowing what the hell a comptroller does, even after she runs and loses the election. So that's been fun, because that's been a running gag since season 1. Is Beverly always busts into the comptroller's office of Jenkintown and is like, take control of this situation. And the comptroller's like, you don't know what I do. You don't know what you're talking about. So that was a fun little thing to, come down on that swing. It's very cool.
That was totally fun. But let's flash back to the beginning of the Goldbergs in 2013. And of course, all 3 of the kids have grown up. But has Beverly Goldberg grown and changed?
Beverly has finally figured out that she doesn't want to be her kid's mommy forever. And that's something that she figured out earlier this season with her college kids, is like, I want a different relationship with you guys now. I don't want to spoon feed you breakfast in the morning. At one point, she actually tells them to get the F out of the house. So I thought that was really fun. So now Adam, the baby, who's, a senior in high school, even he's standing up to her. So that's fun to play, because at first she was so smothering, and now she's smothering, but she knows how to back off a little bit, and she's starting to smother her friends instead.
Well, tell us about working with the real Adam F. Goldberg, the creator, and also some of your amazing co-stars.
Well, the great thing about Adam is that he loves television. He loves movies. He loves pop culture. And so you feel that in the stories. Like you get a sense that not only did he just love these movies and TV shows that he was watching growing up, but that he was using these stories to do some major daydreaming and plot his world domination. You can just tell as a kid he was inserting himself into these fantasies, and I was doing that too. So it's just so much fun to meet a kindred spirit like that. And what was the other part of the question?
Talk about some of your amazing co-stars like Jeff
Oh,
Garlin, George
okay.
Segal.
Well, first of all, working with George Segal is, I mean, we're literally working with an American treasure. And I mean, we just want to sit at his feet and hear all the stories because he has got some good stories. And I know some of our crew, they're working on a documentary with him right now about his life. Of course, that's come to a screeching halt because of everything that's happened so far.
Right.
But, you know, he's in his mid 80s and we can't subject him to these long working days anymore, especially during a pandemic. So we try to, as much as people are saying, you know, more pops,
Right.
you got to remember he's in his mid 80s. We do everything but keep him hermetically sealed to keep him safe on set. So we have to limit our time with him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then Murray's father. So George Segal plays my father. Murray's father is played by Judd Hirsch.
Another legend.
Another icon, you know, where you just want to sit and listen to his stories. And again, he knows all the dirt. He's worked with everybody and he genuinely loves acting so much. He gets passionate about talking about some of the plays he's been in, and it's just fantastic. So Stephen Tobolowsky, who plays Principal Ball, I don't know if you've ever listened to his podcast, The Tobolowsky Files, but that man is fascinating. That man is next level. And he told a story yesterday about directing Holly Hunter in a play on Broadway. I'm not going to ruin it for you. You got to listen to his podcast, but it's like, this is theater history you're hearing. So for me, that's just one of the best things about the job is just listening to everybody's stories.
You know, another favorite is Tim Meadows. I cannot get enough of Mr. Glasscott. Bring in more Mr. Glasscott, please.
Oh, we love Tim Meadows. And I have been a fan of his since he was on Saturday Night Live. I watch everything he does. And this is something people ask a lot is, do you ever just lose it during scenes and you can't stop laughing? Yes, when I'm working with Tim Meadows, it becomes a problem. In fact, there's a scene during the Do the Right Thing episode where we're in his office and he's telling us that Adam's movie is awful and the world is worse for him having made it. And at some point, I had lost my shit and cried my makeup off, and you can see it in the take. You can see that I got real bleary-eyed during as the scene went on, but Tim's a keeper. I love him.
Well, I wanted to segue, Wendy, because your character in Bridesmaids also had 3 kids, probably very unlike the Goldbergs, but let's go back and talk about what it was like for you working with Melissa McCarthy, Rebel Wilson, Maya Rudolph. Who am I forgetting? Who are your fellow brides? Annie Momolo.
Rose Byrne.
Rose Byrne. Oh my gosh, what a groundbreaking, huge film that was. And for you personally.
Yeah, that was a really special time for all of us because most of us had come from the Groundlings, and so we all knew each other from then. And you know, I don't want to say we were all broke together, but most of us were just barely scraping by. And you know, I have such good memories of that. Now, my character in Bridesmaids, I kind of patterned her off of any stereotypical Real Housewives cast member, you know, where they're constantly complaining, but nothing's really wrong. You know, they're very privileged. Nothing's really wrong, but you know, they probably could get a job and have some structure in their life. And Rita, the character I played, at one point she's saying, I'm surrounded by savages. And her children are literally just sitting there very quietly, you know, playing Nintendo or whatever kids do. so she was the polar opposite of Bev, because Bev can't stop chewing on her kids' faces. And this woman was like, oh, Calgon, take me away, get me out of this chaotic household. Yeah, so complete opposite moms. Now, everyone asks, is there gonna be a sequel to Bridesmaids? No, there
Well,
isn't. No, there is not. Now, we filmed that movie 10 years ago now. We started it in 2010. It's not coming back. However, Kristen Wiig and Annie Mumolo, the girls that wrote Bridesmaids,
right.
have written another movie that is hysterical and bonkers and was supposed to come out this past July, but it's been pushed a whole year so people can see it in the theaters, which I get. It is a big screen movie. I totally respect that. Although we could have used the laughs this year.
Yes, we could have. And I think we're talking about Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar.
Yeah. Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. Now, that's a title for the ages.
It is.
Barb and Star are two Midwestern gals who lose their jobs at Jennifer Convertibles. Let that sink
convertible
in.
beds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those convertible sofa beds. They lose their jobs and they don't know what to do. And they run into my character. They were very sweet to give me a little part in this. They run into my character power walking through their small town. And they say, oh my God, you look amazing. Did you just come back from vacation? Yes, I just came back from Vista Del Mar. And it sets them on this journey, this bizarro journey to this weird resort town. Now, when I read the script, I was laughing so hard, Hillary, I was not even making human sounds. It's got a cast that you're not going to believe. Jamie Dornan from 50 Shades.
Yep.
That Jamie Dornan. He plays
He
plays such an insane character in this movie. You're going to just fall in love with him for his comedy. But I don't know how much I can say about it. All I can say is that it will come out in July. Mark your calendars. You don't want to see this because this is just it is just going to be an insane time at the movies and you're going to love it.
Okay, well, I think there's another film coming out. Maybe you can't say as much, but tell us about Sick Girl, another female-driven comedy.
Yes, Sick Girl is about a girl who fakes having cancer.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Now, here's the weird thing. When I signed on to do this, everybody starts talking and you start discussing, oh wow, faking having cancer. That's so awful. But do you know how many people actually know someone who has faked having cancer? I know someone.
Wow.
And it's so nuts, but people do it. And I play Nina Dobrev's mom. Nina Dobrev is the star of the film, the sick girl in question. And she comes back to live with her parents, during this chemo that she's allegedly getting. It's kind of a crazy film as well. I'm not sure when that's coming out, but it's a little indie film and I love doing indie films. I absolutely support indie films. And it was written and directed by a female filmmaker named Jeannie, and she's fantastic. I can't wait for everyone to see it.
Well, kind of looking back at your career and providing a lot of enjoyment to viewers everywhere is Reno 911. Yes. And your detective, Deputy Clementine,
Mm-hmm.
I understand you kind of formed the basis of her character while you were at the Groundlings. So yeah. She's someone who will live on in television history. Love her.
Yeah. And, we did another season for Quibi.
Oh,
Not sure if anyone remembers the
shortly-lived Quibi.
very shortly lived.
Yes.
We did a season on Quibi, and then we were doing another season for Quibi, during which Quibi shut down. But we finished filming it. So we finished that just a couple of weeks ago, and it will come out somewhere. So right now, HBO Max is playing all the old episodes that used to be on Comedy Central.
Right.
And we'll see where this season ends up. But it was fun to pick that up again after 15 years. And you know, it's just basically us playing with our friends and getting paid to do it. So yeah, that was another thing we filmed during the pandemic, and that was a trip. But I'll let you know when the new season comes out.
That is very exciting. Look,
Yeah.
anything we have to look forward to is great.
Yeah.
And I have been looking forward to this. I know you have to run, but I want to propose a toast to you with my famously, beautifully bedazzled Goldberg's wine glass.
That thing should be in the Smithsonian, Hillary.
And
here I am just drinking La Croix out of a can.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to see you, and all the best.
Oh, pleasure was mine. Thank you, Hillary.
Bye, Wendi.